right, man. Let's talk about Isaiah Williams and the running back, Vaki. Hope I'm saying his name right. Start off with Isaiah Williams. I think he's a lock to make the roster. I think I'll give him a contract right now. Undrafted free agent out of Illinois. Illinois is a program for Big Ten country. We talk a little bit of that. Michigan football, Michigan State a little bit. They one of them teams that's on the programs that's on the rise. Ex-Wisconsin coach Brent Bierman. I forgot why he left Wisconsin. Can't remember. I think he took another job. Maybe it didn't work, or whatever the situation may be. But or maybe it didn't work. So shit now. He was Illinois, and he doing good things there. And Isaiah Williams is an undrafted free agent. I know somebody was saying he was the steal of the draft when they got him. He was a steal when they got him. You know, a lot of Lions content creators. His son is not here today. A lot of content creators say everybody is a steal. But apparently it's one of them times where it seemed to be the truth that this guy was a true steal. And I was looking a little bit more into him, and one of the reasons that he kind of probably didn't get drafted was he had 5'9" and whatever, basically round up to 5'10". He didn't run the 40 well. He ran a 4.57. So at 5'10", you run a 4.57. Probably people like, nah, but track speed and football speed is a different thing. It's different, and track, he's just a football player. He's shifty, and I think, honestly, what he could do with the ball in his hands, I don't know about his return ability. I think he can return, but what he could do with the ball in his hand, I don't think you can measure it. He's real shifty. He's just a football player. So with that being said, he may be the ideal, third receiver. He may be, but you don't want to put too much stock in an undrafted free agent. You want to get somebody a little bit more stable in there, then ease him in there. But hey, if that's what they're gonna roll with him and Khalif Raymond as that third guy, and they're probably gonna keep Donovan Peoples-Jones, just hoping that him and Jared Goff get on the same page. But it don't seem to be a Goff thing. It seemed to be a DPJ thing. So it seemed that he may not physically, I don't know what it is. Maybe he just too many injuries and caught up with him. He can't play no more. He looked bad against the second and third stringers. So he ain't even getting open versus them. So that's a bad sign when you're not getting open versus second and third stringers. So that's a real bad sign. So, but if they want to roll with, hopefully some of these guys kind of catch up and they do better, then cool, I understand it. But I think Isaiah Williams is a lead lock to make the roster. He's just a football player. He put the ball in his hand, he gonna make things happen. And he catching the ball, and Illinois probably didn't have the greatest quarterback play neither. So now you seeing him, and you kind of want to see him in there with the ones. How him, Caden Davis, and Darius Fountain. So you're getting these guys out here, and they may just do it by committee. But I wouldn't be cheap. I'm saying that right now. I'm going to go out there and get a veteran. Just in case. Donovan Peoples-Jones, he should be gone. So I think maybe the injuries caught up with him because he ain't producing versus second and third stringers. Think about that for a minute. So that tells me that probably it's not a system fit or too many injuries, and it's starting to catch up with him. He's been injured his whole career. So a lot of talent. He got all that size, all that athleticism, and it ain't working for him. So, but to talk about Vaki, another guy just put the ball in his hands and he raw. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean raw as far as as a work in progress raw, but he probably is. But he just a football player. You see, I looked at him as a safety. I'm like, yeah, he a solid safety. But then you put the football in his hands. You see why the Lions want the football in his hands. Natural mover. Kind of remind you of Isaiah Williams a little bit. Just natural, shifty mover with the football in his hands. Running instincts. He's an instinctual runner. You know what I'm saying? He can find the hole. And to be honest, he can help them out this year. You know, he can help them out this year. Natural catcher of the football. Catch with his hands. And when that ball in his hands, dog, you know what I'm saying? He can make some things happen. So they gonna find ways to get backs to football this year. So they got, they got about 4 capable backs: Vaki, Reynolds, Gibbs, Montgomery. So they got some capable guys. So he's a real shifty guy. He's a real balanced running back. Shifty, seem to run with good power, and seem to be really good with the football in his hand. Some guys you can't measure their speed, you know, in that track stance, but when they get the football in hand, they just instinctual runners. You know, you run fast, it's just in my instincts to run faster. Some guys just like that. So I think they found somebody good in him, and they need to find a way to get the ball in his hands as much as possible. As crazy as that sound, you got Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, but they need to find ways to put him in the slot, find ways to get him the football in the screen game, find ways to get him the football on end rounds and all that type of stuff. So, you know, so they need to find ways, maybe some wildcat, you know, maybe some trick plays in the return game, find a way to get him the football. So I think that'd be nice for them, just to find ways to get that brother the football. So I think they got 2 really good football players in their future, but I think the future may be sometime next season for them to implement them. So Lions, despite having a receiver problem, they got a lot of young good playmakers. A lot of good playmakers, and Ben Johnson's gonna get really creative in seeing in which ways he can get these guys to football. But 2 of them I really like is Isaiah Williams and Vaki. When they get the football in their hand, you can't measure their speed or their football ability by, you know, bench press or 40-yard dash or whatever they split times is in long jump is. They just athletes, or they vertical is. They athletes. They fluid movers with the football in their hand. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think about both of them. But Vaki should be not Vaki. We know he gonna make the roster, but Isaiah Williams is a lock. Unless he get injured, he's a lock. And honestly, I don't need to see any more from him in the next preseason game. You know, I don't need to see nothing more from than him. I think he's gonna be an important part of that. I'm bringing an additional receiver in. So, but hey, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, just Spotify and Anchor. I'm sorry. Think about my other channel. But hey, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Appreciate y'all. Peace.